Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Dan, and of course, you're tuning into Collector's Digest. Alright guys, today I have with me Daredevil 19's custom wired cape for the Marvel Legends Doctor Doom figure. Now the regular cape I have right here, and I won't lie man, usually I don't do well with Marvel Legend capes, but this cape right here, I actually had a good time with. You know, this peg that they put on these figures, you see that peg? They usually put that on all their capes, and I kind of have a hard time with them. But with this one, I don't know, I got used to it very quickly, and I learned to, you know, maneuver and pose with it. It didn't bother me. So one fear that I had about having a custom cape is that I felt like the clasp and chains around the neck area would ride up under the hood and you might not see them. But they designed this very intelligently. I like what they did here with this cape, and it puts it in a position where you will always see that clasp and the chains around the neck area. So that's really cool. Plus, like I said, it's wired. So they added a flowing wire all throughout the outskirt of the cape so that you can get it in dynamic poses and it'll look great, and you can use it for action figure photography. Now here's the back of the cape, and as you can see, it's not like the Batman capes where they have multiple wires running down the back of the cape. It's just the one flowing on the outskirt. With the wingspan fully extended, you get about 13 inches. It's about 13 inches with the wingspan fully extended out. Taking a look at the back of the cape here with the wingspan fully extended, you can see that wire. It does in fact run on the outskirts of the cape, leaving just the middle with nothing but a solid landscape, no wires in between. Alright guys, so when you have your figure bare like this with the cape that came on him off, this is how this works. So let's take a look at the cape right here. You can see that you have a notched out area right here in the back of the cape with a nicely tailored strap, if you will, that goes across the middle, right? So what you're going to want to do is you take this and you just fit it over his neck peg, not that way, but in the back. You want to put the back on over the neck peg. You see that? So that way you have this nice strap here that sections this part off, and it allows the clasp and chains to sit properly so that they won't ride up under his actual hood. And it works great, man. It really does. If we take the head, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this on camera. I think I'll be all right. When we put that on, you can see that it lays very nicely. Once you get it into position, you adjust that. You're not actually able to see that strap at all, but instead you have a nicely tailored wired cloth cape for your Dr. Doom. Once you have it on there, you can choose how you really want this thing to lay. I kind of have the, you know, I like it where it's kind of flowing up through the wind. I'd still have to adjust it just a little bit because, you know, it wouldn't be perfectly like that. It'd be flapping all over the place, and you'd have kind of like hills throughout it, and then kind of bring the back up kind of like that. I also like the look that I had where it kind of wraps around the shoulders. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. But I mean, you can easily switch it from side to side if you wanted to. For instance, if I wanted to bring this side up, I could easily bend up this way and then bring this side down. Or I could even maybe bring this around front to where it's going to wrap around the front of his leg, and then fix this side to where it'll be up, blowing in the wind, actually. Let's tighten that up a little bit. Bring this side around like that, and then kind of have this like so, but flip that right around the front here. Tighten it up at the shoulders, kind of like that. You see what I mean? So the biggest benefactor that I've noticed from switching capes on a Marvel Legend to a cloth wired custom cape is the balancing and the weight difference. You know, a lot of these Marvel Legend capes are heavy, bulky, they get in the way. It's hard to do certain poses because you can't articulate the cape to match with what the body movement's doing. When you switch to a custom cape, man, you have a wide variety of poses that you can do, and you have so much weight lifted off of the figure that it's easier to balance and pose on your display shelf. And that's what I really, really admire about custom capes. Now, Daredevil 19 him, his fiance, whoever made this, or if they did it, if it was a collaborative effort, they did an amazing job with this. Now this cape here is super light. It does have the chain and clasp on each side connecting for the shoulder area. Now I know that that's metal, including the wire, but this is still seems to be lighter than the Batman capes that I've got from him. But I do know those Batman capes, you know, granted, they have more wire going throughout the cape. So, and plus it's like a leather material. This is more of a cloth. And I think this is 2-ply as well. But it's impressive, man. It's still really light, and it doesn't add any extra weight to the figure. So once you take that cape off that came with him and you apply this one, you're going to notice a huge difference in balance. And it's just going to stand better. It's going to be overall better for your figure. You know what I admire the most, and I might be going on a rant here. I believe this is Daredevil 19 and his fiance. It's like a collaborative effort of them putting these capes together. Since I started talking to him and buying capes, he's done quite a few batches of Batman capes, capes for SH Figuart, DBZ figures, a wide variety of capes is what they put together. And not just like 1 or 2, it's usually, they got a good amount of capes that they'll put together in a batch and announce that they're ready for sale. Now, once you buy them, they ship them right to you. I'm not sure if they do pre-orders or anything like that. That's never been brought to my attention. Usually I'll see the post, okay, this is ready, this is what we have, and I'll contact him to buy it, right? I've never had to wait more than a week to get my cape. Now, I'm waiting on a coat for my Old Man Logan Mezco figure, and I'm going on 1.5 years. And from what I understand, it's still going to be like 6 months to another year before I get it. And that's from an artist that claims that this is what they do for a living, is make custom clothing. They're a custom tailor for action figures. You know, I don't think that Daredevil 19 and his fiance work solely on making capes. As a matter of fact, I'm positive that they don't. But they pump them out like it's nobody's business. And if they can do that while maintaining a regular lifestyle, and it doesn't take 6 months to a year to 1.5 years. Now, granted, I'm not saying the cape is the same thing as making a coat. And I'm not saying a coat is the same thing as making pants and t-shirts and so on and so forth. But almost 2 years? You see what I'm saying? So the days of me waiting 1.5 years, 2 years, it's over, man. I found the guy that I'm happy with. He does amazing work. The stitch work is top-notch. The quality is top-notch. Everything runs fluidly with the figure. He makes sure all the colors are accurate and that they line up with one another. And yeah, I'm not ever going to pay to wait almost 1.5 years, 2 years for another piece of custom clothing for my action figures. You know what I mean? I just think that personally is kind of ridiculous. And granted, maybe they're not doing the same amount of numbers as other people out there, but I still think if I'm putting up my money first, I shouldn't have to wait 2 years, which looks like I'm going to be waiting in order to get my accessory that I ordered. And that's what I admire most about these folks right here. They're Daredevil 19 and his fiance. It's quick, it's fast, the quality's top-notch, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. So I'm going to link all their information in the description below, as I do always with every custom cape video that I post. Go ahead, hit them up if you'd like. Usually their capes run, I believe, around, is it $28? This one, maybe it's a little bit more because you get the clasp with the chains. It's a little more intricate. So I don't know. You'd have to hit them up, but still, that's a killer price. I mean, I would like somebody to show me a cape this good for that price point. I would say that this is just as good as anybody else that makes a Dr. Doom cape within the community. You let me know. So anyways, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Let me know what you think about this cape in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so now. And if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well then, that's cool, man. I understand. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. God bless you and your families. Till next time, peace.